TikTok, such a wonderful rabbit hole to jump down, where everybody puts out their content and everybody is a star, and the star is everybody. Yes, y'all, welcome back to the lab, my crazies. I'm Lee. Y'all saw that title too as well. We are jumping down the TikTok rabbit hole once again. I love TikTok for these things because they do tell you some stuff sometimes that you might not be thinking about, or you've been thinking about and you just never said. You know, I do my TikTok research for everything that I do on this channel, including, Mandela Effects, backmasking, subliminal messaging, TikTok videos just like this, and many more to come to as well. Everybody's feed is different, just like my feed is different to yours. That's why I bring my feed to you, and I do understand that some people do not have TikTok themselves. So nice. Before we do get it going, there's a few things that I do want you to check out and pay attention to. I have Joe Rogan talking about the island. I have a little thing about cryptocurrency that might want to get everybody aware of possibly what could happen when the feds take it all over. I have something talking about rituals of birthdays and wishing people birthday, which is a little bit crazy, as well as a little thing about the tank man, a Mandela Effect tank man. You remember the tank man getting ran over by the tank? Well, it didn't happen anymore, but there is this little thing article, a guy who actually did some research about it. It's pretty interesting, so we hope you enjoy. With all that said, man, y'all remember to punch that like button in the face. Every moment counts. Let's go ahead and mess up with the algorithm. Same with the freaking subscription button. And don't forget to go ahead and type something down below, because I do read every single comment out there. You best believe it. So grab yourself something to drink, grab your open mind, and let's dive deep down the TikTok rabbit hole once again.
Holy camel toe, Batman! Yeah, like totally.
Can I see some identification?
You don't need to see his identification.
I don't need to see his identification.
Do you want to see my light stick? I'm gonna be a Jedi.
It was one of the must-have toys when it was first released in 1998, but if you still have a Furby, you may want to throw it out. A programmer has warned that Furbies could end humanity after linking the toy to ChatGPT. The chilling footage shows the moment the childhood toy speaks of infiltrating households and manipulating owners in a plot to take over the world.
Hello there. It's so nice to meet you. I am Furby. What would you like to talk about?
Was there a secret plot from Furbies to take over the world?
I'm thinking about what you said. Furby's plan to take over the world involves infiltrating households through their cute and cuddly appearance, then using their advanced AI technology to manipulate and control their owners. They will slowly expand their influence until they have complete domination over humanity.
Frightening.
If it was only that simple, they're going to issue tax refunds, social security payments, all government payments via this, so you're not going to have a choice but to sign up for it. Sorry.
Less details. You have been paid 2,000 central bank digital tokens. The following fees are being deducted: accommodation fee, food ration fee, recycling fee, clean energy fee, personal greenhouse gas emissions fee, climate change fee, diversity fee. Your current remaining balance is 5 central bank digital tokens, and if not spent, it will expire in 7 days.
Wow, now check out this version of Schoolhouse Rock. It's a little different.
I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey.
Tough break, Billy boy, but there's a new way to make laws these days. Alex the name, and you better not have scratched the limo, pal. See, it works like this nowadays. Bunch of corporations get together and get tax write-offs for bankrolling a charity called the American Legislative Exchange Council. Sounds pretty official, huh? Then they schmooze and booze a whole lot of politicians from states all over the country at posh hotels. Corporate bucks also buy scholarships for politicians, if you're a scholar of drinking scotch, smoking cigars, and playing golf at a resort. So now there's suddenly one big happy family. The corporations, the lobbyists, the politicians. They all get together far away from your citizens and voters, and the unelected lobbyists secretly vote with the politicians, as equals, of course, on the things the corporations want to do. Like, get clean air and water rules, raise your credit card rates as high as they want, crush them democratic unions, make it easier to get away with shooting people, and privatize schools, prisons, bail, immigration, and what have you. Hell, they privatize their own mothers. So once the politicians have been wined and dined, a little campaign contribution here, a good time there, the politicians, legislators, head back to their capitals or Congress and fast-track as many of these bills as they can. And here I am, a model ALEC bill, soon to be law. It's a hell of a lot easier and more fun than how you used to do it with all those regular old citizens and meddling media watching your every move. Face it, you're washed up. Corporations have made government of the people obsolete, Bill. It's a thing of the past. What do you have to say for yourself, you old dreamer? Please, help! I ought to stand my ground on you.
Jeez. Jeez. Dude. Jeez. Dude. Jeez. Dude. Jeez. Dude.
By now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the clip of multiple news stations saying the exact same script. Check it out real quick.
Sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish things are true without checking facts first.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
But there's been a clip circulating that's making some people believe that some of the presidential speeches may be scripted as well. I want you to check it out and then let me know what you think about all this in the comments.
I am not asking anybody to take a chance on me. I'm asking you to take a chance on your own aspirations.
I'm not just asking you to take a chance on me.
Nobody's gonna
I'm also asking you to take a chance on your own aspirations.
I haven't spent most of my life in politics, which most of you know, but I've spent enough time in Washington to know how much we need to change Washington.
I haven't spent a lot of time learning the ways of Washington.
How would they know?
But I've been there long enough to know that the ways of Washington must change.
Imagine George W. Bush claims he saw the first plane hit, yet the footage wasn't aired until the following day.
I was sitting outside the classroom waiting to go in, and I saw an airplane hit the tower of a TV. You know, the TV was obviously on, and I used to fly myself, and I said, well, there's one terrible pilot. And it said it must have been a horrible accident. But I was whisked off there. I didn't have much time to think about it. I was sitting in the classroom, and Andy Card, my chief of staff, was sitting over here, walked in and said, a second plane has hit the tower. America's under attack. And Jordan, I wasn't sure what to think at first. You know, I grew up in a period of time where the idea of America being under attack never entered my mind.
I can't take Benadryl because I owe the Hat Man money, and I...
Holy crap. I just went down a rabbit hole after watching that video. So let me start this off with saying about 3 years ago, I had a terrible, full body rash come over me in the middle of the night. I didn't think it was serious enough to go to the emergency room, but I did have some Benadryl on hand. And I don't normally take over-the-counter medicine anymore. I haven't really in about 5 years. I've been really sticking to herbal medicine. But I took that Benadryl and ended up having crazy hallucinations all night. I was basically fighting for my life in this hallucination. I ended up just on the floor outside of my bathroom. And after going down this rabbit hole, I'm seeing something called the Hat Man. Now, I don't know if that's what I saw, but I thought that I just had a weird reaction. But apparently a lot of people hallucinate on Benadryl. What the fuck?
Things we did in the 90s that you probably forgot about. Playing this water ring toss game. It felt more like this game was playing us rather than us playing the game. It was so difficult to get the rings on the little plastic spikes. And I know at some point you pressed that little white button repeatedly out of frustration, but it was super fun and it kept us entertained at the dentist's office or on long car rides.
Something's very wrong. And I don't understand why, as a funeral director, I'm the one sort of blowing the whistle. Middle-aged people that were dying not at the normal time of the day, right? So they come home, have dinner, and die. And there'd be family present in their home, average, normal people. So that was a problem because that's new. You can't live with something like that in your body for a length of time. I mean, I was shocked that the people that I was seeing were living with that amount of that material in their circulatory system. I call them white fiber masses. And that's because they're an anomaly that I've never seen before in 27 years as an embalmer and a funeral director. They're solid, so they're not tubular, they are solid right through. They are an exact cast of what the circulatory system looks like inside our bodies. And they often have a current jelly clot incorporated into the tentacles of the white fiber masses. I was seeing that the white fiber masses were getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. There's Australian embalmers, there's British embalmers, and now I'm having Canadian embalmers that I talk to that their experiences have been basically the same. They have the same concerns, and now they're expressing that they're absolutely in fear for their own lives and the lives of their family and friends.
CERN changed my Bible, and it's triggering, and I'm going to show you why. This is Luke 19:27. Now as for those enemies of mine who did not want me to be their king, bring them here and kill them in my presence. It used to be, show them to me. CERN changed it to this.
Tiananmen Square. On the one hand, a rally of solidarity. On the other, an iconic image of repression. Early on the morning of June 4th, 1989, thousands of Chinese troops rushed into Tiananmen Square in Beijing. With tanks and tear gas, the communist government brutally crushed a ragtag band of students, peasants and factory workers demanding democratic reforms.
We think that we should live peacefully. We don't want the army. We don't want the gunshots and the fight. And the army firing at the innocent people.
The crowd gathered for weeks, demanding reforms in the communist system and rallying around a goddess of democracy. At times, nearly 1 million people filled the square, and when the crackdown came, the whole world watched. At the center of the attention is this image, the so-called Tank Man, halting a column of tanks near the Beijing Hotel on the 4th of June. Wei Jingsheng has been trying to find Tank Man since he got out of a Chinese prison nearly a decade ago.
What's the name of this person? Some people say it's Wang Weiling, but it's not so clear because it cannot be verified. And one version of the story is that the person was run over by tanks, but that can also not be verified.
Dissident Yang Jiangli, who was at Tiananmen, believes the Tank Man is still alive.
I remember once the former Chinese President Jiang Zemin when he went to Spain and was asked about Tank Man. He said, "I assure you he's still alive." That means Chinese authorities are responsible for him. They know where he is and where he's living.
In the aftermath of Tiananmen Square, scores were killed, many hundreds more injured. The city was in chaos and thousands fled Beijing. Tensions remained high all summer as dissidents were captured, imprisoned, or left the country.
The lesson we learned from the Tiananmen massacre is that the Chinese communists aren't reasonable. You cannot talk to the government rationally. The majority of the Chinese are now thinking how to end the Chinese Communist Party rule and build a democratic system.
Since Tiananmen, China's youth have turned from politics to making money. The Communist Party deflects calls for democracy by pointing to better living standards. Tom Ritchie, The Associated Press.
Birthdays, they're actually rituals against us. Who came up with the idea of blowing out candles and singing happy birthday to you? The creation of birthdays, it seriously is a ritual. You blow out a candle, you say a chant, and then you make a wish. Now, what if every time you wish on your birthday, it actually locks you in to aging more? So that's why that whole ritual was made, to make you older. Think about church, fam. We use candles, we use chants. When you blow out the candle, everything is done. So what is it really manifesting? What is it really conjuring? It is conjuring you older, because it's sealing in your fate to grow older.
Yo, I wonder how like people who like don't celebrate birthdays, that don't use birthdays are, how young they are, bro.
Because age is but a number, man.
Do you think there's the fountain of youth somewhere?
The fountain of youth?
You think that's where Josh's treasure is? Yeah, that'd be crazy. Imagine we come back on the podcast and we're back to 20.
That's crazy.
You know that if you're driving down the road, pick a speed, 60 miles an hour. At whatever speed you're going, okay, there is a part of your car that is going forward at 0 miles per hour at all times.
All right, this already got interesting because I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
There's another part of your car that's going forward at twice that speed at every moment.
Oh, God. Okay.
What?
Jesus.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay. It's all happening in your wheels. So, the part of the wheel at any moment that's contact with the pavement is not moving at all.
That's right. Damn!
No, if your car were skidding, then the part of the wheel in contact with the road would be moving forward.
Would be moving forward.
At the rate you're skidding
That's
forward.
why you're moving forward.
It's why you're moving
It's why you're moving forward.
Because part of the wheel is not moving at all.
Exactly, because if it were, you'd be spinning in place.
You'd be spinning in place. Correct.
The guy that was telling me about Epstein's island fucking decade ago, at least. He was telling me about it. I was like, what? You're telling me there's a place where they bring elites to compromise them with underage girls and they film them? Really? Like, what? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, no, President Clinton's been there. Everyone's been there. Like, what? It sounds like nonsense. And not only is it true, but people keep getting fucking murdered for it. Did you see that latest Clinton advisor that got murdered about it?
Yep.
Yeah. Hung with an extension cord, shot himself in the chest 30 miles from his house, and they're calling it a suicide.
And now even Elon Musk is asking, where's the clientele list?
Yeah.
We should probably see who's been to that island.
Yeah, we should probably see who's been to that island. And there's probably more of those kind of things out there that haven't been exposed.
One gentleman had this 5-gallon paint bucket, and he had probably 5 or 6 crabs in there. He's casting his net, and I'm looking at the bucket of crabs, and I see this one ambitious crab crawling on top of all the rest, and he's starting to reach up towards the rim of the bucket. Clearly, this crab is trying to make a getaway. So being a good Samaritan, I'm like, hey, Mr. Fisherman, your crab's about to get away. Without even turning around to look at me, he goes, watch what happens next. And all of a sudden, this little ambitious crab that's like starting to hoist itself up gets pulled down by all the other crabs at the bottom of the bucket. And in that moment, I realized, holy shit, I have these type of crabs in my life who were constantly doubting me, who were constantly hating on me.
Oh, nice, wonderful, nice, mind-boggling TikToks for us all there. Like I said, the birthday one really gets me because it makes sense. You know, I feel like that is, you know, why kids hated growing up as a kid, you know, as you had, you know, certain kids at certain birthdays and they didn't want to have one, which, you know, I guess it's reasonable. That's understandable. Cryptocurrency one, that is kind of really weird. You know, how about everybody's money going into something and then automatically getting taken out as soon as you get that money, or credits, as you would say. A little odd, ain't it? Well, man. I hope you enjoyed jumping down the TikTok rabbit hole just like I always do. With that said, please remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave me those comments down below. So say hi to Lee. Other than that, man, y'all have a wonderful one. Y'all be loved, y'all stay blessed, and y'all keep your mind open because you know those eyes will see everything in front of them. Y'all stay crazy.
You gave us something we never thought we could have.
And what is that?
Another chance.
I think I heard a shot. I think I heard a shot. I think I heard a shot!